out an opening statement. Can I welcome all members and officers to the meeting of the licence, which due to government advice to practice social distancing, this meeting will be held virtually. The meeting is being recorded and will be available via the Council's website to be viewed following the meeting. Everyone participating in the meeting will be accessing this meeting from remote locations. Please could everybody ensure that mobile phones are switched off or on silent mode. Members will have received an electronic copy of the agenda. I will ask officers to present a summary of the key points. For the record, the agenda can be viewed on the Council's website. Members and officers will be speaking at various points during the meeting, and those speaking may switch their cameras on at that point. But I would ask that, with the exception of myself as chairperson, at all of the times you keep your cameras and microphones switched off, as this will help to minimise any background noise and interference and ensure the connection remains as stable as possible. If any members and officers wish to raise a point or question, they should use the instant messaging IM icon on the bottom left of the Skype window and simply type in speak. I will come to you in order I receive the request. Please do not use your microphone until invited to do so. In the event that the committee requires to vote on any item of business before it at the meeting, I will announce that the members of the committee have 20 seconds to vote by typing for, against or abstain in the instant messaging icon. I will then ask Democratic Services to announce the decision made by the committee. Officers from Democratic Services will be supporting the meeting and will be monitoring the use of microphones throughout the meeting, and where necessary will mute those not being used. Before we formally commence, I will now ask the Democratic Services Officer to announce the names of the councillors in attendance at the meeting. I would also ask the officers to introduce themselves as and when invited to speak during the course of the meeting. They should ensure microphones and cameras are switched off when not in use. Over to you, Mark.
Hello, my name is Judy Adams. I'm Democratic Services Officer. The councillors we have in attendance today: Councillor Altaf Hussain, Councillor David Lewis, Councillor Gary Thomas, Councillor Janice Lewis, Councillor Julia Williams, Councillor Mike Kern, Councillor Richard Collins, Councillor Malcolm James, and Councillor Annie Alpachella, and Councillor Pam Davis.
Sorry, Julie, I called you Mark.
That's okay. I've been called worse.
Good morning, anyway.
Good morning.
Right. So, Licensing Act 2003. First of all, apologies for absence.
I haven't received any apologies.
Okay, thank you. Number 2, declarations of interest. None. On to item 3, Licensing Act 2003 and Gambling Act 2005, delegation of functions. With that, I say over to you, Yvonne.
Good morning, members. Yvonne Witchell, Team Manager Licensing. As the Chair has indicated, the purpose of the committee this morning is to reset the administrative and authorisations so that you can perform your statutory duties under the Licensing Act and Gambling Act. Within your report, we're proposing that there are no changes to the current arrangements. Firstly, that the Chief Officer, Legal, HR and Regulatory Services has the delegation to institute proceedings under those acts. Also to approve the formation of subcommittees of 3 members to hear and determine Licensing and Gambling Act applications. And finally, to authorise certain functions to be sub-delegated to officers, and these are usually matters where there are no objections and no contentious issues. So that essentially is the report before you at the moment.
Thank you, Yvonne. Any members, any questions, please? No? So, is everybody happy?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. So, we accept the report. Everybody's happy. And with that, I go into item 4, urgent items. There are no urgent items. So with that, I close the meeting.
Bye.
Thank you everyone for attending.
Thanks,